Welcome to Think Alive. We're Sharon and Andy, just two people with a dream and a vision of restoring our traditional stone-built farmhouse in southern Spain, transforming it into a beautiful off-grid home and sharing our journey with you.
Welcome back, everybody. Sharon's back.
I am.
And sporting our
Yes. Yesterday, whilst I was on my way back, in fact, Andy messaged me to say the t-shirts had arrived. So this is one of them. This is the ladies' version. In fact, they're both the same. They're unisex.
Yeah.
At the moment, we've just done two colours, black and white. If you would like other colours, please let us know. But for now, we're going to see how these
just
go.
to keep things simple.
So we've got 4 slogans, I think.
We have.
This one, another job well done, and you can't have too many clamps. We've also got happy days and let's crack on with it.
Let's crack on with it.
So just our famous slogans, if you like, our famous sayings. We've got a mug. So Think Alive, happy days. Do the mugs have the other slogans on as well?
No, just a happy days mug. But we've actually made the print a bit smaller because we thought it was a bit big. So, but you can see it. There'll be a link for anyone that's interested in it. We should have I'll set up a shop link on our channel page, on the video page. I'm not sure how it works yet. We're still working on it. We'll also put a link down in the description. But yeah, so if anyone of you would like our new, they're very nice they are too, actually, after the disaster.
Better quality, much better quality than the original ones.
Absolutely, yeah.
So happy with those.
Happy days. Anyway, so I think today we finished the walk-in wardrobe. As if you saw the last video, you will see. So Sharon's got the unenviable and daunting
such a beautiful
now.
day, and I'm going to be stuck inside sorting my clothes out, but needs must. So.
But yes, because it's going to protect them. They're all
it's going to protect them. Our new door's on its way, should be delivered today.
Not the door, just the runner. I've got to make the door.
Oh.
We're putting a sliding door on it.
Oh, okay.
And
apologies again, you see. Lost in transit because I was in the UK and he sent me a link and he said, what do you think of this? And I thought it was the door with the mechanism and everything.
No,
right.
It's just the mechanism and we bought it because it's actually the cheaper price that I could possibly make it for. So that'll be coming up as well.
Yeah.
I'm going to have if you saw the video a few months ago, we've got a little leak on one problematic area of the roof. I'm going to see if I can get into that.
Yes.
And I'm possibly going to start on the courtyard a bit more while the weather's nice. We'd like it done for summer.
We'd like it done for summer, really would. We've been saying this now for 18 months.
Temperatures are great though at the moment.
Perfect.
If we keep leaving it, it's going to get too hot again and we'll be in the same boat.
Perfect.
Unfortunately, we've got everything to do, so we better crack on.
We better had.
Yeah, so if you can see me there at all, in the darkness in here. We've got a leak in the roof here. It's been leaking for hundreds of years. I actually did all the roof above this and not expected it to leak, or initially after I'd done it all the chimney was still open, so we suspected it might have been running down from there, but since we had all the roof done, it's still doing it. I don't even remember, a few months ago now, we were up there pouring watering cans of water on it to pinpoint the place where it would seem to be leaking, which we've done. So what I've done now, I've taken all the top tiles off to expose the channel tiles underneath, and I'm going down each one of them one at a time to see if I can make it leak. No joy so far, so I'll carry on. This is the portion of very old roof, close up. As you can see, the foam there is just to bed the tiles down to stop them from sliding, and it makes them better to walk on, stops them from cracking. But down there I put a big gutter gully in, but this end is still sort of original where it meets the wall. I'm not sure if it's bouncing back or running in somewhere, so all I'm doing is pouring water down each of these channels one at a time to see if I can identify if it's just one or look more into what the problem is. Not what I need though. I'm getting nowhere fast with this. 6 watering cans it's had so far. and not a leak. But we know it leaks because we made it leak last time. We poured water on it. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to break open this bit of ceiling here where it leaks from and see if I can shed any light on it. If I can. We're not causing too much mess. Oh, there we go. There we go. Again, nothing obvious at all. That's actually still bone dry at the moment. Oh dear. If I could just even decide which side it was coming from, might help, eh? But no moisture in there at all. Right, I'll keep on exploring then. Well, I don't know. I'm at a bit of a loss. It's up there where the gentle roof, it's only a gentle roof, hits that vertical wall. Maybe it's just an inherent design fault. I don't know, but I can't make it leak now, even though we could a few months ago. Maybe it's fixed itself, which is unlikely. So I think I'm just going to suck it and see what happens, see what we get with the rain. Fortunately we don't get any, hardly, and it may be that it's just when we get torrential rain that it just overwhelms the valley that's sent to take the water, that's there to take the water, and comes back under the tiles. I'm not sure, but I'm going to see how we go with it, and I may just oversheet the whole roof on that section. It's only a section about this wide. I don't know. I'm gonna sleep on it, as they say, and try and figure it out.
So it's amazing. You forget how many clothes you've got, and certainly what you've got. Some of these things I've not seen for 2 years now. So it's like Christmas again, and I'm doing my Christmas presents and thinking, oh, I've forgotten about that. But yeah, so I'm off anyway. It's not very exciting stuff for you guys. But it has to be done. I'm going to try, I'm not very good at organising, but try and put dresses together, tops together, skirts together. Everything's going to need ironing, as I say, it's been in storage, but yeah, catch you later.
So Sharon started a mammoth task of putting all the clothes in the wardrobe. I can't really do a lot more inside until we've made some space, but it's a nice day. Before it gets too hot, we want to try and get this courtyard finished. So what I'm going to do, I think today, I'm going to get all the big stuff. You can see it's growing, like Donkey did his best, but yeah, it's getting overgrown again. So I'm going to pull all the decent, there's lots of like biggish, reasonable sized stones here we can use. I'm going to pull all these out and then put the rest of the matting down. And I've got a full sack of gravel there, a ton of gravel. Try and get that over at least to try and keep these weeds down. Well, it looks 100 times better already. I'm just going to start bringing some gravel in now. We need to cut it a little bit, but we want to get a bit of weight on it to hold it in place, because we've just about got enough by the look of it. Right, we've got enough weight on that now. I'm just going to trim it back and use the excess to fill our gap at the bottom, and then we can carry on.
So before we go any further, this is our vine that we've been growing, must be the 3rd year now, just starting to spring into life. He's going to go in the ground here so that he can climb up this wall. We've got a little ring there that we can put some either string or some wire or something in, so he's got something to climb up. But obviously before we put the stones down, he needs to go in. So we need to dig a hole here for him, and I don't think it's going to be easy because the ground is rock hard now, but we'll try.
We're just going to break the soil up a bit. We're not going to take him out of the pot because he wants to be at the level of the floor. So like we did with the other one that's going up the wall over there, we just cut the bottom out of the pot, pop him in, and he should be alright. He can grow as deep as he wants then, but this is actually quite lovely soil. It's quite soft. The only place on the whole of the land that is great. Right, we'll get some water on it and then drop him in place. I didn't need this, could have used a little trowel. We've got to leave him in a bit of the pot because he's going to be above ground to get him up to this level, just to give him some support. But if we take the bottom out, the roots can grow freely as they want. Don't stick the stand knife in your leg. Done that once. There we go. A lot of root binding. I'll sit him in there. Very nice. Fill the hole back in. We'll give him a good water in, hopefully he'll be very happy there. After a bit more gravel, I've decided to dig the other one out. Look at the roots on him. Hopefully he's going to be alright, but I want to get him in now and then they can start getting established. Unfortunately, it's not as easy digging here. There we go, he's in. Let's hope I haven't damaged him too much. I think I got most of the root out alright. I know you shouldn't transplant them when they're budding and leafing and stuff, but I think it needed to be done because it was in a bad place where it was anyway. So fingers crossed he'll be alright, and carry on now. There we go, that's a ton of gravel. Yeah, it's covered pretty nice at that actually. We need to decide how we're going to finish it. Still fancying doing it in the stones. Yeah, but at least this bit's done, the weeds have gone. As long as the cats don't decide to use it as a giant litter tray, we'll be good.
Well, the wardrobe's working, there you have it. Still got all the shelves to fill. I've got loads of fleeces, t-shirts, sweatshirts, stuff that can just be folded on the shelves. But the rail works a treat. As I say, it was nice to rediscover my clothes after so long.
Well, it's a beautiful day on the Finca this morning. Temperatures forecast to be 25, 26 Celsius, 77, 78, 79 Fahrenheit, thereabouts. Perfect. I want to try and crack on with these walls because we don't want them to fall down because they're pretty bad, both sides as well. There's a big hole up here, you can almost see right through, so they do need attention. I perhaps should have done them before I put our little vine in, but I can work around him. And he actually doesn't seem to be affected by the transplant. Not yet anyway. You can see he's got his lovely leaves are all green, all new ones, all buds opening. Fabulous. So what I need to do, as you've probably seen before, is get all the loose stuff out from in the joints. I'm just going to give it a brush, get anything loose off, give it a good vacuum with old Henry, and then start to rebuild it. Yeah, most of it at the bottom's not too bad actually, but up there, as you can see, there's a big hole there where stuff's falling out of it and things. Holes everywhere. Most of these are loose. They aren't sticking back in with big holes behind them. So yeah, it's in a poor state. So again, we want to do the walls before we start finishing the floor. There's another 3 or 4 inches to come up on the floor, another 100 mil at least. So any bits we get on this at this moment doesn't actually matter because it's all going to be buried anyway. So yeah, let's get the brush out and Henry and getting cleaned up a bit. As you can see at the top, I've done up to there. I'm starting at the top so the mess works downwards. This isn't too bad. Lots of holes. Just want to get anything that's loose on here off. Minding the vine, of course. It's not too bad actually. Not too bad. If it's solid, it can stay. Wonderful. Yeah, not much to clean out there. It's all been washed out by the weather. Give it a good vacuum now. Right, so we've got Henry suspended from the ladder. We're only going to do a square metre at a time because it takes forever. We want to get all the loose stuff out because obviously that's not conducive to sticking our new lime to. As you can see in this bit, we've got some pretty big holes that go right into the wall. Another one there, if you can make that out, if I'm pointing it in the right place. And big gaps there. So what we need to do next is take our bucket and fill it full of as many assorted size stones that we can find. The idea is what you do, anywhere there's a hole, you get a stone that just fits, tap it in with a hammer. It's called pinning, and that should touch the other stones there by putting massive amounts of strength into the wall. So I've got my bucket. I probably need more than one bucket full, and I'm going to go just walk about really and pick them up. Nice clean stones off the floor. We've certainly got no shortage of raw materials. It just keeps coming and coming and coming. I've got a pile of larger ones inside which I'll use. Long, thinner ones. Don't like that one. Cool, I've got it filled up. The next thing we need is our long suffering sprayer. What we've got to do, now it's all clean, wet the wall down as we go, and start to fill it in with stones and mortar. So this is ready to go. I've just had to service it, take it apart, clean it apart. We've had it for years, it's had some hammer, amazing, it still works, but testimony to the quality of it. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to stick a mix on. I won't wet the wall down until I'm ready and I've got my mix to go. So that's the next thing. Right, so I've got everything out. I'm using a 4-to-1 sand and lime mix. We're using white sand on the outside because that's what we started with. This is my little calibrated jug. What I do, fill this up with sand and then a quarter of it with lime. Stick it in the bucket, mix it up dry, add water, get it to the consistency that we want. So let's get it done. Right, so my sand's that dry, it's like iron. Just going to mix a little bit of water with it first, just to break it down a bit, so we don't have big lumps of sand in there. That's what you need. Nearly, a lot. Next our lime goes in. Now we've got all the lumps out of the sand. Trying to breathe this stuff in, it's not pleasant. That's about if you do it outside, don't shake it up too much. I'm just going to mix it in by hand first, just to get it dampened out a little bit so I don't get too much dust off it. Then I'm just going to add water gently and slowly mix it. You need to mix it for about 20 minutes ideally, to get it to the proper fatted out and mixed in properly. So we'll just start off a little bit of water at a time and start mixing. There it is, not too dry, not too wet, fairly stiff mix. You get used to it when you start doing it, what sticks in the wall and what doesn't. But yeah, I'm very happy with that. No lumps of lime in it, no lumps of sand in it, all nice and semi-creamy. Just going to stick it in the wall. So I'm just going to start where I left off last time. Glove on, and literally just throw it into the wall. I've got, for my first big hole here, I've got an exact size stone that's going to tap into it, and that's what takes the longest, finding the right size stones that'll tap in properly and pin the surrounding stones in place. So let's get him in. Oh, I forgot, I need to wet it down. Stupid boy. Getting ahead of myself now already. I'm just going to do this a bit at a time because it dries out really quickly. I'm doing from here because it's where I've done before over there. Keep the level the same all the way along. Get the stone in first. Which way did he go? That way, I think.
give it a good tap in to lock them all up. Like that. And then carry on. I'll have to move my ladder, but I'll carry on.
That's the first mix gone. As you can see, it's going to take a while.
Well, it's that time of year again. I better think about planting. I'm not going over mad this year. A, we used so much water, and B, we weren't very successful. A lot of things died either due to extreme heat or late frost last year. But we were successful with tomatoes, we were successful with peppers and onions, so probably going to stick to those, all staple foods at the end of the day. Back end of last year, I don't know whether you remember, I almost killed my tomatoes by recycling some water that had got chemical in it, and I hadn't realised at the time, and woke up one morning and they looked virtually dead. So in panic I used this here, which was where the cucumbers were last year, and threw a load of seeds in and hoped for the best, and then it was way too late really, but they grew amazingly. They were huge, and we had some lovely tomatoes from them. So I'm going to try it again in here. Obviously the compost has been used, so I'm going to turn it over, and in here I've got some fresh compost mixed with a bit of our donkey poo, God bless him. I've soaked it with some water, so I'm just going to turn all this over, put the new compost and the donkey poo in, turn it over again, give it a good wetting because it's very dry, and then plant my seeds. And yeah, fingers crossed we'll have a nice crop of tomatoes this year.
Right, okay, so I made it into the corner. Not much pointing going on. Those holes are so big and so deep. I've just spent the last couple of mixes just putting pinning stones in, firing them deep in. But it's about ready for pointing on now, should make it a bit simpler. The rest of it's not so bad, but yeah, particularly bad that one was. Right, let's go and see how Sharon's getting on with the tomatoes.
So they're in, didn't take long. This is my cat guard because nice fresh compost, they'll be using it as a toilet. So I'm just going to lay that over the top, get a couple of stones in a minute to weight it down, just until they start to come through and get established, and then once I know where they are I can put some stones strategically placed, and that usually does the trick as well. But for now that'll do. And in this one I've just planted some basil. We've got mint still in there from last year. I just cut it back and hopefully that'll reappear. It usually does. Difficult to kill mint, those of you that have grown it will know. So yeah, basil's in this one, so exactly the same. Now I'm just going to put some fresh compost and a bit of manure on the top and cover that over as well, and hopefully we're off to a good start with our growing season this year.
Well, we just had some fantastic news.
We have.
What did you want to tell them?
I can hardly believe it myself. We just had a telephone call from the Ayuntamiento in Jumilla to say that our padron is now ready to be collected.
And we can go tomorrow.
We can go tomorrow.
It's only taking 6 months for a simple formality. So, and anyway, so yeah, on that note, we're going to bar, have a celebration.
It's
drink
been an excellent day.
Yes, our runner there should be there for the walk-in wardrobe door.
Yeah.
Should be.
My clothes have resurrected and now hanging in the closet as they should be after 2 years, so that's exciting.
The wall's less likely to fall down.
Yeah.
And don't forget, if you want your Think Alive merch, there'll be a link somewhere. We should have a link to a storefront apparently through YouTube on the video maybe, or certainly on our page. We don't know yet. we've not got that far,
No.
but it'll be there somewhere. It'll be in your face somewhere. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Happy days at the moment. Yeah, get your happy days t-shirt and mug. I've got one. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much to everyone that supported the channel.
We'll see you on Thursday.
Thursday.